Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey.
Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last.
Hey guys, it's Lily from Lily's Exotics, and in today's video we're going to be going over what I have in my reptile room, not for animals but for animal care, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get into it. So the first rack we're going to be looking at on my animal shelf is this one. Now what I mean by animal shelf, this is cheap. This is from in my sister's room, so there's pen marks all over it. There's a bunch of crappy stuff, you know, you don't need anything fancy. And oh, above it, there's my scorpion Veleno, paper towels. I have a feeding chart for my snake right here. That's not important. So the first stuff I have, I'll take it down here. Now, many of you guys might not know this, but I know it's Lily's Exotics, but I also have other animals, like cats. So I just have a bag of Temptations. And I also have this, Meowana catnip. $16, and they all hate it, so. But for reptiles, I have this garden blend. Now, it does have a blue tongue skink on it, but I also feed it to my bearded dragon because it's for herbivorous and omnivorous reptiles. So I do feed it to them as well. Then also, for my blue tongue skink, I have this organic grain-free wet dog food. I have this one, which is looks like a chicken flavor. Chicken dinner with potatoes and gravy. I know you probably shouldn't feed him anything with gravy on it. I've been reading, but I bought these one. She was on this like nasty, not grain-free, cheap cat food, so the switch over has been actually awesome, and she likes this stuff, but I'll have to start doing stuff without gravy because I read that's bad. This one is also chicken, and this one is carrot and beef or whatever. And I also have, as far as my exotics, I also have my betta fish. So I have, this stuff is what they were eating, and when I got them rehome to me, but it's actually way too big for them to even swallow. So the first like week I had them, I had to cut it up with like my knife, my blade, like switch, I don't know which one to call it. It's a pocket knife, but it's not really a pocket knife. It's like kind of big. I had to cut it up with my knife, and I had to cut it up in like 3s and 4s because it's the actual pellet was so big. But I bought this stuff, and I like to give them variety, so it's 3-in-1. It's got pellets, it's got shrimp and flakes, and they seem to love this a lot. I have hermit crab food. This is not just what I feed them. A lot of people advise not to use store-bought hermit crab food. I give them fresh salads every day or two, but I also put this on it just to give them that variety. And I have this Rapashi stuff. When I got my crested gecko, I bought this one, Grubs and Fruit, because I thought it was the only one there, but they actually had so many flavors, and he didn't seem like he liked this one too much, so I went back and I said, what do you guys feed your babies? And they feed on the regular type, so I bought this one as well, but I like to mix it up, and again, give them variety, you know, just like, I wouldn't eat the same thing as, you know, every day for dinner. Most of the time, I give my animals a lot of leftovers, like if they have a salad one day, and whatever the vegetables I cut up, I put in the fridge with them. I put more, like the ones I didn't use. But really, I give them a bunch of variety. And I have here is all about water, but it's also, I also have supplements. So this one, ReptiCalcium with D3. I feed this to the stuff that don't have UVB, like my frogs. Well, actually, my 2 scorpions, my hermit crabs, which I don't even give this stuff to my hermit crabs, but my 2 scorpions, my two of my frogs, yeah, that's it. Those guys don't have UVB, so I do feed them this. But for my stuff that does have UVB, like my white tree frogs, my lizards, my geckos, stuff like that, I give them this ReptiCalcium without D3. Over here, we have tap water conditioner for my fish. I might use little bits of this, which brings us to this. This is what I use to actually portion out the stuff, because this is like for 20-gallon aquariums, and they're in 10 gallons right now. So I use that stuff for that. I have ReptiSafe, which I use for all of my animals. I use it for the I don't use it for the hermit crabs. I use it for anything but the hermit crabs and fish. Everyone gets stuff with ReptiSafe. And it's just, I mean, I've had this for about a couple of months now, and it's barely even like letting down. It's so easy. I just flip it up, drop it in, and it's super easy. This stuff is for my hermit crabs. I have freshwater conditioner and saltwater conditioner, since I need freshwater and saltwater. water dishes, and this doesn't have droppers, so I use this like a medicine dropper, and I like drop it in. I have this spray bottle for my reptiles. I just got a fancy one with a pump and stuff, and whoop-de-doo, that's broken. Yeah, I don't even know. When I bought it, and I would spray it, and as soon as I'd spray, I'd tilt it back, and the whole handle would just boosh, flip out water. So, I mean, I got it from PetSmart, so, I mean, I'm not surprised. It's not a dig at PetSmart. I'm just saying, I really hate big chain pet stores. I love my local ones. Now, this is for the hermit crab. So, this has, has ReptiSafe in it. This has hermit crab freshwater solution in it. So, that's the big differences with those here. And, yeah, so I put those back, but that's basically, I keep water and supplement stuff here, right? And the title of this is probably going to be something like what every reptile keeper should have. You know, this is not really what every reptile keeper should have. This is just what I have. Over here, I have this stuff here, okay? Now, this is my big thing. This supplies every water. So from putting water in people's dishes and stuff, this was a gallon of water that you get. I emptied it out, and I put a little sign that says 32 drops. So I use 32 drops of ReptiSafe in it. And I usually, because it's so big and I have to pour it in a small water dishes, I usually just pour some in here and then let these ones go. And none of it has tops on it because I lost all the tops, but that's okay. Yeah, this one still has water in it. This is just an egg carton. These are actually... Okay, I promise you I don't go to McDonald's a lot. This is just what I've saved up from a couple months, or if I go with a friend, I get it. But anytime I get 4 drinks, I save these up because I use these for my crickets. So I have a big tote full of crickets. I use these. They're really good instead of going and buying egg carton or even just using your old egg carton. I just use those, and I seem to like those fine. And now this is something that not many reptile keepers would think about keeping. But since I always have new animals coming in, I always keep a tape measure handy so I can see how long the distance is and how many tanks I could fit there and what will fit where. You know what I'm saying? It may not be important. Now, if you don't have, like, I have new reptiles. I am always trying to get new reptiles. I'm always trying to rescue new reptiles. And then I'm saying reptiles, I mean amphibians, invertebrates, everything. So I don't need to have a tape measure handy so I can see, and when I need to go where. And I also get a lot of spare tanks. So I also like to measure up to see, like, stuff like that. Now, down below, we'll start with this one. This is like my miscellaneous bin. Not really miscellaneous, but in here, I have this bulb. Now, this thing is huge, and I don't use this because this would burn anything alive. It's a red bulb. A friend gave it to me. I don't know how they obtained it. They just gave it to me and said, here, you might be able to use this for your animals. Well, I tried it for my Russian tortoise because the tank is kind of high, and it was so hot, it would burn her to a crisp. These I also get when people, don't have animals anymore, or getting rid of these. I take them in, and so I always have extra light fixtures handy, and I test these out frequently to make sure that they still work and stuff. And I have this, which I'm pretty sure this clamps onto the tank and holds a light fixture. I don't know how. I was told that's what it was. I don't know how. But yeah, and I also have a harness. I also have like 3 more of these things to fit my gecko and my beardy. The reason it's on this one is my gecko doesn't really move around that much, so when I carry out my leopard gecko, I just put her in my shirt. But my skink and my beardy, when I take them out, this fits them both, so I put this on. But yeah, so that was my miscellaneous bin. Now we move on to this bin over here, which I'll move. This pink bin is everything to do with feeding. Now, this right here are garden gloves. I use these to handle my scorpions or to just move them if I need to do something with their tank, to pick them up and put them in bins. I drop crickets in every week and they just eat it like that. They're one of the only animals I don't bring out of bins. Like all my frogs I put in bins to feed. I take them out and stuff, but this is for my scorpions because if they try to pinch me or sting me, they can't through the garden gloves, although they've never tried to do that ever. Now this is also for my amphibians. Most of the time, I'm not going to lie, I don't use gloves to handle my amphibians. But if I have washed my hands, taken a shower, handled anything with soap within the hour, I use these. But if I haven't, I just spray them down my bare hands and I do with that. Turkey baster. Why, Lily, do you have a turkey baster? Well, sometimes if I need to take up little bits of water, because this is for, like, dechlorination for tanks. So I don't use this for water, but if I need to put water in, like, some of my really small water dishes, really shallow ones, I use this. These are all of my bins, okay? Now, we have, like, bins from the PetSmart. We have bins from my local pet store that I put animals in. All these bins have once housed an animal, except for these ones up here. These are all superworm bins. You see, here's all the tops to them. Here's some of the superworm tops you have. You know, I have these ones for my old hermit crab food, old cricket food. I keep all these bins because if I need to feed something, I can put them in the bin, you know what I'm saying? I also, in here, I have a couple more things besides tops. It's all just tops right now. Snake hook. Now, in order to establish feeding with my new ball python, I'll ruin the surprise. I got a new ball python. So, she'll see her in a different video. But in order to establish feeding with her, I use this feeding hook. I extend really far. Of course, she's just a baby, so I don't really use it. I just take her out. I use it like this, and I take her out with the feeding hook instead of with my bare hands, because I don't want her to associate me picking her up with food in case she tries to bite me. Sorry, my bearded dragon just moved over there. This is for my betta fish. If I need to transport them to clean their tanks, I use this. This is not for feeding. I just didn't have another place to put it. It probably should go in miscellaneous, so I'll just put it over there. Now, these are feeding tongs. I have these tilted ones, and I have these two straight ones. These are helpful because they're feeding tongs. And frogs, especially my white tree frog, I mean, he almost just swallowed my finger the other day. They don't have any big teeth at all. They're just so food motivated. In this bin right here, goes right next to this one, I have all my cage decor. So this came in a tank that I bought off of the Facebook Marketplace, and, I haven't decided any place to use it. It hasn't even been washed either, but if I do decorate another tank and I want to put this in there, I'll put it in there. I think it's cool decoration. I have sphagnum moss right here that I put if I get new amphibians and stuff. I have a big thing of snake bedding. Since my little girl doesn't like to burrow, I just keep the snake bedding really low. I also don't want her to hide all the time, but it's okay. I have a spare brick of cocoa fiber. I usually always use Eco-Earth, but they were out this one time, so I got cocoa fiber. They're basically the same thing, though. I always have a spare brick in case I need to rehome, like take an amphibian immediately. I have a spare brick just in case. And then this is these are leaves. I don't use natural leaf litter. I use this plastic stuff. But I would love to get some natural leaf litter, but I use what I can get. You know what I'm saying? This is just bark I find outside, and I wash it down really good. I boil it, and it's free from bacteria. This is just a little plant that came off of like a log or something. I keep this in there. And then these, another leaf from a plant. And then these are all just rocks I found up at my camp. And it's in a strainer right now because I do use this sometimes. Right now it's holding rocks. This is all stuff I use for tanks if I get them. Again, all this outside stuff gets boiled, so it's, not harmful to my animals. But yeah, that's basically all that I have. I wanted to do this. It's not a quick video, but I just wanted to do it because, this is like, the title is probably going to be something like what every animal owner, exotic animal owner should have. Not all this you need to have, or you should have. If you don't have hermit crabs, you don't need to have freshwater hermit crab conditioner. But that's just probably going to be the title. But this is what I have at least. And move out the way. This is like my little rack. It's nothing fancy. It just holds everything I need, alright? But, yeah. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new and give this video a thumbs up. And let me know what you want to see in the comments below. I'm always up for ideas. And, yeah. I've been Lily from Lily's Exotics. See you next time, guys.